They swept last year, and they get all 4 of the top 4 in this event on to Budapest later on. Back to the track and Lee.
Thanks, guys. Just stunned by Ryan Krause's lead, more than 2 feet. He's loving competing here at home. All right, time for the men's 5,000 meter final. Here we go. Woody Kincaid, you see there, second from the left. Away he goes. Keep an eye out for Abdi Noor, Paul Chelimo, Sean McGorty, who featured in the 10. He made that 10 World Championship team, by the way, but doesn't have the world standard at the moment. So it's going to be very interesting between him to make it in these coming weeks and whether Grant Fisher. So it's going to be between those 2 guys, isn't it?
It really is, and we'll just have to see what happens, although we know now that Grant Fisher has an injury. The depth in the United States in the men's 5,000 is at an all-time high. The times these men are running are competitive on the world stage. The United States hasn't had this type of depth in years and years, and so this is very exciting to see who the United States will send on to Budapest.
Also keep an eye on Emmanuel Bohr. He's running at the front. He's sitting in about 4th or 5th at the moment as Paul Chelimo goes to the front.
And we see Joe Klecker with number 17 move up there. You know, he's run very fast this year, and when Woody Kincaid set that indoor American 5,000 meter record, Joe Klecker was leading that race, and Kincaid outkicked him. Then again in the 10,000 on Thursday night, Joe Klecker was pushed the lead in that 10,000, and Kincaid kicked away from him to win. We see Paul Chelimo there, 2-time Olympic medalist in this event, sitting there. We see he's actually in 3rd or 4th place there, hip 23, feeling very good, says he feels the best he's felt in years, and he feels really refreshed, and he's excited to get back on another team.
Emmanuel Bohr, you see there with hip number 20. He looked really good to make the world team last year in the 10,000, but he had a fall right near the finish, which affected his chances. Now Chelimo goes back to the front. Coupeteer in the red top there with the white headband, staying in touch. And like you said, Cara, it is such a critical race for Coupeteer right here, right now. Here's Paul and Trey, guys.
Down to the last 2 jumps in the women's long jump competition. This is Jasmine Moore, the talented jumper from Jump View, where else? The University of Florida, though she has just turned pro. She is in 3rd, coming down the runway, trying to catch Davis Woodall.
Could not get much closer on the board there. Oh, and just a little bitty scratch for Jasmine Moore right there. I mean, she's won everything that you can win on the collegiate level. She's had an incredibly long season. That jump for her was well over the 100th jump on the season. This is her 18th competition. We saw her make the team in the triple jump a couple of days ago. She deserves a lot of rest and a lot of congratulations. What an accomplishment this weekend here in Eugene for Jasmine Moore.
Quenisha Burks did make it into 2nd with a jump in the 6th round, but Tara Davis Woodall with her husband Hunter Woodall over in Paris at the Para World Championships, a talented duo both on and off the track. And Davis Woodall now will gain control of this crowd for one final jump.
There's a special kind of adrenaline on the runway for your last attempt when you know you've got it in the bag. Let's see how she handles that adrenaline, if it helps her or if she kind of chews up a little ground. If she hits the board right, this is going to be pretty special. Oh, just barely. Nothing you can do about it right there. This is what I love about track and field. Pretty black and white, 1s and 0s. You either hit the board or you didn't right there, but now it's time to celebrate.
Yeah, it wasn't like LeBron James with chalk, but she takes the sand up in the air, and she's going to take that show to Budapest as the U.S. national champion in the long jump. Quenisha Burks and Jasmine Moore will join her.
Tara has such an infectious personality, doesn't she? She just has so much passion and enthusiasm. Congratulations to her. We get back to the men's 5,000 meters. Isaiah Rodriguez continues to pace this field, but Connor Mance has now come up into the mix.
And Connor Mance arrived as a marathon star last year at the Chicago Marathon. He's an excellent marathoner, crushed his debut, but he likes being on the track, and he's never been afraid to run aggressively. We're used to seeing him up front, and he will just push as long as he can, but he has a big, big future ahead of him in the marathon.
Paul Chelimo in the white there, staying in touch as well. We're going to take a quick break and finish this off when we come back. On a beautiful evening in the Pacific Northwest here in Eugene, Oregon, you're looking at the 2023 Toyota USATF Outdoor National Championships, the men's 5,000 meters. Lee Diffie-Karagaucha with you. Isaiah Rodriguez has been at the front pretty much from the start. Connor Mance has now joined him. Emmanuel Bohr is there. Renawicki in the all in blue. Paul Chelimo, the three-time national champion at this distance, tucked in there on the inside. Cooper Tier in the red top. He's in touch as well.
I like where Cooper Tier has been sitting on the rail, very calm. You know, he needs to make this team. He wants to make this team, but he has to be in the moment. He has been running a very clean race right against the rail, right in front of him. Abdi made the World Championship team last year and made the final. He's also running nice and clean. But you see Joe Klecker right behind Cooper Tier, and a couple spots behind him, or right behind him now, is Woody Kincaid, and that gives you a good picture. Those are the men to beat, and they are running clean and on the rail.
Going to be 6 laps to go from here at Hayward Field. And look how tightly packed this group is. There's no separation. Kincaid has a look up just to get a greater glimpse of where he is holistically in the pack.
And Lee, they've just slowed down pretty significantly over the last couple of laps, and that's why we see this bunching. And now we see Sean McCourty moving up. We start to see people moving out into lane 2 or 3 because they know that it's going to get faster. They know someone is going to pull it out, and they don't want to be trapped on the rail. At the same time, you're running on the rail, you're running less distance than the people on the outside. McCourty
featured in the 10K a couple of nights ago. Can he confirm his position on this national side to go to the Worlds next month? By the way, the world standard is 13 minutes, 7 seconds even. Woody Kincaid, Joe Klecker, Paul Chelimo, and Abdi Nur are the only ones who have that so far.
That is a time that's within reach of many of these men. They just haven't had the right opportunity yet. So whoever features in the top 3 here would have a very good chance of achieving that time.
All right, let's take a quick break. Let's go to shot put. It's in the final round. Here's Paul and Trey.
Shot putter is going to be coming into the ring in succession. We have the U.S. team now. Joe Kovacs will make another appearance at World Championships. A 2-time world champion, new father of twins, and just going to add to it. He's going to try to make it a little bit more competitive here. He is in the 4th spot, but because the reigning world champion Ryan Krauser gets the automatic bid, 4th place will go, and Kovacs now trying to move up and get a podium spot in the process.
Looks like a better, but you can see it on his face. You know, Joe's one of the most decorated shot putters in American history, but you know, we're all just living in the era of Ryan Krauser. He's a 2-time outdoor world champion. But the U.S. men's shot team is just so deep and so strong.
No improvement for Kovacs, Peyton Otterdahl, Josh Owatunde, and Ryan Krauser are the 4 that will go to Budapest. Lee?
Good stuff, fellas. Thank you. Coming into the closing laps of this men's 5,000, and Emmanuel Bohr in the red and blue sitting 2nd. Here comes Paul Chelimo in the black and white. Now Bohr takes the lead ahead of Rodriguez. Oh, little stumble there. 3 laps to go here at Hayward Field.
And this is very bunched. This is when you see elbows, you get tripped up a little bit. A lot of the men who are the favorites here are on the inside. We just saw Woody Kincaid burst out to the outside, and look who's following him and shadowing him is Joe Klecker, who's used to being outkicked by Woody Kincaid. Tonight he's trying to spin that and be the one that chases him down.
Renawicki is in the middle there, all in the purple colors there. Cooper Tier was looking for some clear track space. Now, here comes Abdi Nur in the blue and white and goes straight to the front.
Abdi Noor is an excellent runner. He made that World Championship team last year, and he and Woody Kincaid are training together. They've been training together since the winter. They know each other well. They push each other well. Also note, Cooper Tier is still in great position here. He really has hung out on that rail. The room has opened up, and he looks good and relaxed to try to make this team.
This is going to be, it's building for a thrilling finish. There's Cooper in the red top. So, can they go with Abdi Noor? And how about Sean McGorty sitting in second, the 28-year-old from Virginia? Can he finish top 3 again and get the world standard to make that team officially? He's got to go back and get that world standard as far as the 10,000 is concerned.
He opened up his outdoor season in that 10,000 meters, which obviously is not ideal. So he's actually sharper now tonight than he was the night of the 10,000. He does look awfully relaxed. The breathing is controlled. You can see the relaxation in his face. And now we're starting to see a big move here.
Abdi Noor has turned up the heat coming into the final lap. Connor Mance is hanging with them. So too is Paul Chelimo and Cooper Tier. There's a 5-runner breakaway here. Where is Woody Kincaid? He's back. If he's going to rely on that famous Woody kick, he's got to stay in touch.
He needs to move out and move up a little bit. We know that he rides that pain train and then he is able to find that kick, but he needs to be in contention. And now we see Cooper Tier going around Connor Mance. What a push from Abdi Noor right now, and Sean McGorty hanging in there.
And all in black with the Dayglow shoes, that's Ahmed Muhammad. He's coming on strong in this bell lap. They're on their way home. There's Muhammad. Goes past Cooper Tier. He's on the heels of Paul Chelimo. Abdi Noor has set the pace for everybody else to chase. Can he hold it to the end?
This is the race of Abdi Noor's life. He believes in himself, and he has trained so well. He's gotten so strong over the last year after becoming a professional, and he is showing it right now.
Unfortunately, that world standard has gone. They will have time to make it up before the World Championships. Look at Paul Chelimo. Chelimo is digging deep. He wants a 4th national title at this distance. Oh my goodness. Abdi Noor holds him off and wins the U.S. title here at Hayward Field. From the front, setting the pace, Abdi Hamid Noor. How about that?
That was such a smart race by Abdi Noor. He showed so much professionalism. He took the lead, he knew what he had, and he pressed. We can see here he's hurting a little bit, but look, he looks back, sees Chelimo, knows an Olympic medalist, 2-time, is trying to hunt me down, and yet he finds another gear, actually pulls away in these final steps, timing it so well, acting like a man much older than he is.
The man who was born in Somalia, lived in Egypt, but has made America his home, is now an American champion.